In today's YouTube video, I'm going to show you guys a formation where you can play a corner at the linebacker role. This is going to be a complete defense that's going to allow you to better defend the pass, have a better user, still defend the run without getting weak boxed, and you can even provide a little bit of pressure off the edge. What is up, guys? Hey, for the Madden YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to show you guys how to get a corner at the linebacker position. Kind of. Now, the reason that I say kind of is that this particular formation actually has a safety at linebacker by default. The position is a safety, so you're going to be able to sub in a corner because the game thinks it's a safety, and really the alignment is that of a second level off ball linebacker, and that formation is the big dime 2-3. Now, you guys can find the big dime 2-3 in a variety of different playbooks, but the one that I am currently in right here in this video is the Baltimore Ravens. And the really cool thing about this formation to me is that it does provide a lot of the coverage elements that I like out of my big nickel over G game plan, namely that we have all of the match coverages. And those coverages are cover 4 quarters, cover 4 palms, cover 6, and cover 9. And if you really want to get a little bit adjusty, it also has a different variant of cover 6 known as cover 6 invert. You guys can learn all of those match coverages on my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. But I'll show you a little trick that I like here in this video if you guys stick around.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Now, the other thing about this formation is that it's really, really good at providing blitz pressure, in that you're going to be able to blitz this player from depth and he'll shoot the B gap or the A gap, and let me tell you, it's really quick. Or you can set up more conventional blitz styles where you mug, and we'll get into that momentarily. So let's go ahead and get into it and talk about some of the pros and cons of this formation. And to be honest, it's mostly pros. The first is that from a coverage perspective, this being a second level linebacker that you could actually put a corner at, it's basically dime, hence the name dime 2-3. But as we've talked about here on this very YouTube channel, we know that if we have match on and we call cover 2 and change our mid read into a deep middle third, what we will end up getting is actually a match behavior on corner routes from tight formations.
You're a wizard, Harry.
And Lord knows most players hate facing the gun tight or the gun tight offset. So you see right here how we're able to match that corner route. Now, in the event that your player is getting bumped, what's really, really cool is you could actually just walk this player further outside so that way he doesn't get caught up in the junk. I have had some players talk about this particular vert hook not matching consistently, and I'll tell you right now that if they do bump into the seam route, sometimes that does make them match the seam route. So moving this player can be beneficial for you in that it won't allow him to match that X receiver down the middle, and then your corner route is open. But you can see right here with this positioning of this player, having this linebacker that actually is a corner in a vert hook be able to match a corner route, that's going to make your job with your user much easier. And of course, with this being a dime formation, this position is actually our true middle linebacker. You can still put a safety in, and I've chosen the Tariq Woolen item that Dez has created. Obviously, that being basically another corner that Dez changed the position to safety, so we could do this. This basically turns your 2-4 type formation into basically 4 linemen and everyone else is a corner, which is really, really valuable. Now, the other pretty cool thing about this is that if you pick your moment, you can actually just blitz this corner through this B gap, crash inside and kind of mug the gap over here on the right A gap, and you'll get some pretty good A gap pressure or B gap pressure. You're either going to get a disengage from the defensive tackle through the middle, or you're going to end up with the corner coming in through the B gap. And you see right here in this example, with this particular approach, we were going to get the B gap, but the offensive guard lets go of the defensive tackle, basically shoving him in through the A gap for us to get really quick pressure. And of course, our user over the middle, which was really doing nothing on this play, we would just jump the hot read over the middle. So that's a really, really cool setup that's going to allow you to get some unique A gap pressures out of this type of formation as well, or B gap, depending on where he likes to shoot. Now, of course, if you want to, at any point in time, you could always set up a more conventional blitz package where you kind of put these players, stack them on the hips of the defensive lineman in front of them. And if they're going 5 out, you are then able to kind of bring edge pressure and then user a corner over the middle, which is a more agile player that's going to get better animations down the seam and allow you to kind of hang out with a low user. And I do think, just for the record, that EA made Calvin Johnson a corner this year for us to basically not be able to user him as a linebacker. So to have a formation where I can actually sub in Calvin Johnson as a user is pretty incredible because, again, he's so tall tall that I could just sit underneath and guard drags, bait the first thing. And if they want to throw the ball down the seam, he's still going to be tall enough to animate, especially if you run his pick artist ability on him with this as well. Now, I do want to get into kind of a deeper cut level of adjusting out of this formation. The really cool thing about this formation, being that it has all the match plays, is that we can jump between cover 6 and cover 9 without flipping our play. So this is something that was a little bit better last year, but there are still players that flip their plays on purpose, and you could basically play a high level cat and mouse game with them in this particular fashion. So let's go ahead and show you what I mean here. So let's say that our opponent comes out with their bunch to the left side, and then they flip their bunch to the right side, with the sole purpose being to hope that they can quick snap us and run a street corner flat combo. Now, if we don't flip with them, a lot of players will end up snapping the ball right away because now they're running their corner to the cover 2 side of the formation. The cool thing about having all of the match plays in your audibles is that I could go from a cover 6, which is what we are in right here, to a cover 9, which doesn't move anybody, but all I did was flip the match coverage to the other side. We basically flipped our play without flipping our players on this. Now, when our opponent goes to run their street corner flat combo, you're going to see that the match is going to be active, and we're going to be in a spot where we can't chuck those corner routes, and your opponent is likely looking to quick snap that if you don't keep that nickel corner running with them. But again, keep in mind that this is a dime formation. This is technically a corner. I play Honey Badger at this spot. This is technically a corner. So you basically have a symmetrical defense. It's really a 4-1 with basically everyone else being secondary options. It's just 2 slot corners essentially on this play. And again, if you were to audible into a Tampa 2, that could be actually symmetrical for you as well, depending on how you have it flipped or if you have auto flip on or off. It all still works here in this particular fashion. Now, the best part about this is that the big dime 2-3 cannot be weak boxed. So in the event that somebody does want to run a power running offense against us with, goal line personnel or, 3 tight ends or 2 running backs and 2 tight ends, we can actually still be in a situation where we can run this coverage, where again, you're not going to see the pancake logic kicking in. Now, again, you can still run the ball on dime, but you're still going to notice nobody gets pancaked on this as well. So in the event that somebody wants to run like a bunch and sub in a second tight end to scare you from playing a dime package, you're really not going to be deterred from running this. And again, another cool part of this is that because you have all of those quarters plays, you actually have some of the best run fits in the game as well, with getting these safeties involved, which can help make this dime package a little bit better against the run in general by having players like Cromwell and Hitman playing run fits to help you out, even though you're in a light package like the dime. So there you guys have it. This is the big dime 2-3. You can user a corner at linebacker. You can have him participate in match rules without it being a slower linebacker type player or, a safety that might not be as athletic in man coverage. This is a great option for those of you that are looking to get the most out of your rosters. Maybe you don't have 1,000 awesome safeties to play at linebacker. And this is also a great pass rushing formation as well. We didn't touch on the base rush in this formation, but it is very, very good with the wide splits of those outside linebackers. They get some really fantastic animations. But I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below. We'll see you guys later this afternoon with our YouTube short, or tomorrow morning with our next YouTube upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.